Good morning, evening,
Everyone.
afternoon, wherever you are around the world. I'm Nikki, I'm your host, and with me is I have some lovely guests. I have Robert from Northern Queensland, I have my co host Nick Muley from Chicago, I have lovely Lynn from Perth, West Australia, slash Paranormal Perth, and I have lovely Chris from the US. Welcome.
It's great to be back all together.
All together now. Yeah, it's a TV show, isn't
Yeah, how have you guys been for? I mean, I know it's.
So, pretty much with this, we talk about
Go on, Nikki. I'm sorry. Go on.
it's It's okay. So yeah, just wanted some quick little rules that we have on here. Any bullying harassment will be never tolerated, so we'll nicely remove you from this page. This is a place where people can talk about the paranormal, their experiences, and feel generally welcome. And yeah, sometimes we go a bit off topic, but generally we talk about the paranormal and experiences. Nick, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Not that I can think of at this time.
Whew,
Nick speechless. Holy
okay,
crap!
cool.
I don't know exactly what speech you're referring
I
to.
know.
I don't know. I said you're speechless.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I am.
Okay, I got a
You
topic
should.
quick if you want to hear about it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
in
for it.
Pueblo this morning, well, last night technically, they conducted what are they called? Inspections
Right.
of like one of the crematoriums. They found behind a hidden door
Hmm.
like 15 years worth of bodies
Oh,
that had not been
that's what
buried with
Adrian.
bodies.
Tell me.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's what Adrian was talking about on the other
Yeah,
show.
I sent her
Yeah.
but she heard about it too. And so that was just kind of
Oh,
like, well,
sorry, guys.
no, you're good.
Wow, that's insane. No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's where my dad was taken or not. So
Hey,
kind of weird. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. Good to see you here. Yeah, and so I
Amanda,
have
if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write them down.
so I have to ask, Chris. Like that whole thing involving the crematorium. Were these like? Did they figure out exactly like when it came to the looking at the bodies? Were these like recent ones, or these were like from years on end, or whatever? Or,
15 years.
I'm sorry.
For 15 years.
Oh, 15 years. Oh, wow, 15
They
years.
smelled
Jeez.
something and they saw a big cardboard like cutout, whatever, roses, whatever. I don't remember. When they moved it to the side, there was a door, and the guy who was the head of the crematorium said, "Don't open that." And so, of course, they opened it. And
Hmm.
That
I
must have
shared
been.
some on Facebook today. I mean, you
Wow.
can check out my Facebook if you want to read a whole bunch. I shared like 4 stories on it, but it's just
Thank
like
you.
crazy sauce.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
got to be quite a gruesome
Yeah.
discovery. Seeing all those corpses within
Mhm.
the.
And he was the county coroner, by the
Yeah.
way, too.
Oh, really?
Especially
Okay.
for him to turn around going, don't go back. It's a bit suspicious because normally when a person goes, don't open it, someone's going to open it. Like a kid, you know what I mean? So obviously he knew something was back there if he's turning around going, don't open it.
So
I'm
just
making
kind of like
assumptions, but
not really
just putting it out
paranormal,
there.
creepy dead
15
thing.
Yeah,
years
but it's
saving
still,
gas. Hmm.
just imagine. I
No,
mean,
that's all right.
I would still say just imagine just the amount of spirit activity like that just
Uh-huh.
emanates from. Oh,
Violent,
because
yeah. So
because
and
they're
I'm
not
reading
being.
through the comments on the first one I read, the one that tugged my heartstrings. Everyone else was pissed off at him, but somebody's like, "I hope I have my
Hmm.
daughter's ashes,"
Yeah,
and
Mm.
that's the other
that
thing
just
too. That
tugged at my heartstring. All the other ones were like, "Yeah, I took my grandpa there," and of course that's sad, but that's your kid, and that just I just kind of like,
Yeah,
oh.
Yep.
yeah, I mean
yeah.
that
Yeah,
was the other thing I wanted to. That was the other thing I wanted to bring up too. Is like, can you imagine what the deceased relatives must feel about this? I mean, they got to be beyond
Mhm.
horrified on learning this.
well, My dad might have went there. I don't know where they took my dad. I wasn't part of that situation, so it might not be my dad's ashes we have. So
Right,
Mm.
right.
I don't know that either. I mean, I'm gonna think
Oh
good
wow.
thoughts now since I don't know. And it wasn't everybody. They burned some. They still cremated some people, but not everybody. So
Mhm.
it's how do you pick and choose
Oh
that?
wow. Yeah. Right.
I put maybe the furnace broke, so they need to
Yeah.
try it out on him. But
Right, right.
I'm not usually the vindictive one, but that's pretty sick to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty big go. So
Sorry, didn't mean
yeah.
to.
No,
No, no,
that's kind
you're
of
right.
it's kind of been national news. So that's something, like I said, that was just talked about on the last show. So that's not. It doesn't surprise me the least bit that it's being talked about on some of the other shows too.
Yeah, and of course it's only like an hour and 45 minutes
Oh,
from my house. So
oh wow. Yeah. Sorry to hear about your dad.
Oh,
Nick, do you have any investigations coming up?
as of right now, I don't necessarily have any like officially scheduled, but I have a couple things that are I'm hoping to do as we get closer. And I'm not only just saying it because it's we're getting closer to the Halloween season, but just due to the fact that the weather's going to eventually get cooler in October, and so I have a
Yep.
I have a investigator friend of mine who is maybe I told you guys about this before. I so remind me if I did, where we did something that was called cemetery crawls,
those are
and
fun.
yeah, in which for those that don't know,
Yep.
that's just a tip. That's just another term, just like investigating cemeteries. Now, obviously, we can't go after dark, because like most cemeteries, they're closed. But we still do them during the day, and I think we all know this, but I'll still say it anyway. I mean, especially for any newcomers that want to try this, try because to me that's almost like one of the first steps nowadays. Like for any newcomers that want to become paranormal investigators, and contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of people who think that a lot of this activity only occurs at night, when in fact that's not true at all. There's been a lot. We have probably, I mean, we got a lot of historic cemeteries throughout the city of Chicago, and I can definitely tell you right now from experience that we have probably gotten as much activity, or probably even more activity during at these cemeteries during the day than we've had at night. So it really doesn't make a difference whatsoever. So we're hoping to plan out at least one, two, maybe three at the most as we get closer to September and October. Exactly which cemeteries, I don't know exactly, but we are hoping to get out there. And I was also just earlier today. I also did receive an invitation from another investigator by the name of Dale Kazmarek, who I would definitely recommend at some point that we should have him on as a guest, because he actually
Yep. Sounds
runs
good.
yeah, he actually runs, believe it or not, the oldest paranormal group in Chicago, which is the Ghost Research Society. He has
Oh
been
wow.
running that he's been running that group now for exactly 50 years, since 1975, and is still running it to this day.
Wow.
So he offered me to go on a couple investigations with his team, but as of right now, I still haven't. It all depends, obviously, on the transportation. So I don't know if I
Yep.
can make it out there, and it also depends on the particular nights, because unlike most groups, a lot of these investigations that they do every now and then, they'll usually do them during the week, and it's hard to do it
Yep.
during the week compared to Friday nights and the weekends, because we all have to work and whatnot. But
Yep.
at this point, the best I could say for those investigations is only time will tell if I'm able to go.
Well, the easiest way for you to get there, Nick, is to get to the chopper.
It would that would be great, because some of these locations, they're definitely they're pretty far. I mean, some of the locations that I was offered to go were further down in central Illinois, and at least
Noise.
one or two of those locations were also in two additional states. I think one was in if I'm thinking correctly, I think in Iowa. I think the other one might have also been in southern Indiana. I got to go
Oh
back and
wow.
relook. So
Well,
there's
there's some here you can go to too.
what's that?
There's some here you can go to too.
I know. I'd love to come out to go back to Colorado again and invest. Check out some of the other locations. It's just a matter of me getting out there, of course.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to go
What
up
about
there,
you,
but
Chris? Any investigations coming up for you?
for me,
For
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not at the moment. No,
Okay. Yeah.
nothing
Chris,
definite. I'm working on a few, but nothing definite yet.
Mhm.
So
Chris and I were talking yesterday about. Well, I know you didn't give a lot of details, so I'm just only going to say what you told me. Was there? Yeah, there was a not in Colorado, but in the state of Kansas, in Hutchinson. He was telling
Yeah.
me about some location out in Hutchinson about trying to put an investigation there as well. And I'm all for it. It just again, it's a matter of whether the rest of the group is willing to go out to Hutchinson.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a underground salt mine that's 650 feet underground.
Oh, wow.
So you got one way in, and you don't get out till basically we'd be done.
Yeah, which that's a rare opportunity too, because not very many salt mines usually you can do investigations at. That's quite a
Yeah.
rare type of location.
Yeah, I've already emailed them and everything. I'm waiting for the whatever they want to charge back, basically, and then
Yeah.
set a date.
Well, in another
Mhm.
location,
How much
I was
did
telling uh, Chris about last. I'm not gonna give too many details,
Divulge.
at least not yet. But I
No
will say
divulging.
that yeah. But
Mhm.
also in the state of Kansas, there's one of their maximum security facilities had
Yeah.
just had which had been operating for over 150 years since 1868 had
Yeah.
just closed its doors last year after over
Uh-huh.
150 years of operation.
Yep.
And the state of Kansas and the historical society has now taken possession of the old prison, and now it's open
Good.
to the
Mhm.
public. They're doing history and paranormal tours. In fact, when they had the grand opening of this prison, they were saying that we're excited to give all these tours. We know, of course, of course, we know we all have your ghost lovers out there. So immediately, as soon as I heard that, I knew that,
Mhm.
yep, they're going to have this for paranormal tours too. So we're
Well,
hoping to get out there
let's
real
hope
soon.
they do the same for Maitland Jail in Newcastle because they've stopped any activity in there.
Mhm.
The I watched Ann and Renata, they have been working in that place for years, and they just
Yeah.
black banned everyone, just everyone out, just and they're
Mhm.
not doing anything with the place now. So they should be making more money from it, but
Yeah,
they're
because
not.
Yeah.
They're sitting on the land.
it's
Mhm.
unfortunate when you have such places like that, like they throw, because, these people are paying for the tours or investigations. And a lot of times when it comes to a lot of those locations, because unfortunately a vast majority of them are usually in pretty bad shape, you give
Yeah.
that money, it's to help restore such locations like that back to what they used to be. And
Mm-hmm.
in this case, with
Mhm.
this prison I was talking about in
Yep,
Kansas,
yep.
I don't
Kansas.
know the exact um, condition it is, because like I said, it had been in operation until last year, so I can't say exactly what it's
So it
been
should
like.
be okay.
It should be fine for the most part, because I did see the outside of the prison, and it still looks in pretty good shape as far as the
Mhm.
interior of it, which prior obviously to it, they didn't have a lot of interior pictures, because like I said before that, it was still an
It's a
active
prison.
maximum security
Yeah.
prison. So now that
Mhm.
now it's open to the public, now they're starting to show more details of the
Mhm.
Inside.
prison itself, and also part of the reason why they closed it down is not only just because it was an old prison, like we see with a lot of these historic prisons. They
Uh-huh.
recently built a new facility, and that's where they transferred all the inmates and
Yeah.
staff to,
Mm.
and gave
Yeah.
the old prison away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like what is it? The one over there in
Newcastle.
Perth, the
Yeah.
Fremantle prison.
Yeah.
They have
That
those tours in
is. Yeah.
have the in their tours, and they have it done up. Well, it was perfectly done up when I was there in 2001, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was absolutely immaculate. They even showed where the inmates and convicts had built the prison. they've laid it
Yeah.
back so you can see where they had cobblestones as the floor, and the living conditions, how they were, progressed
Yeah.
through up into the 80s, and then they had a single TV and bunk beds. And it was
Single
It
bunk
is
bed.
so hard to get because we've actually reached out to do Fremantle Prison and they turn around and said no, which is totally fine. So with a lot of places over here in Perth, a lot of it
yeah,
is run privately or run by society. And if you
right.
can get through the society, they're like yes. But with Fremantle Prison, it's kind of like they have it. It's private
Yeah,
government,
yeah,
but also it's run by government. And then if
right.
they say, if the prison themselves say yes, that's okay.
Uh,
But then they have a meeting, and it's called the National Trust of Aboriginal and Water
right.
Cultural over here in Perth.
Yeah.
So if they
Mhm.
say no, then it's
You can't
no,
do it.
because
Yeah.
they
There's nothing you
you
can
can't
do
do
then.
it. Yeah, because they are the First Nation people, so they can
Yeah.
literally have the right to say no. So yeah,
That's kind of similar to another location that we actually used to do investigations at.
Yeah.
I mean, they still do investigations. It's just no longer associated with us. I've been trying to get back ever since because with all due respect, it was one of my favorite locations. And ironically enough, it was another prison, which was the Joliet Correctional Center, which is obviously in the town of Joliet, which is just only that's only an hour away from where I
Blues
live.
Brothers.
Yeah, yep, yeah. Most people. That's the one thing I was about to say. Most people recognize Joliet Prison because it was featured in the Blues Brothers back in the '80s, even when it was
yeah.
still in operation.
Juliet
But
Jake.
great movie, classic movie. Don't get me wrong. But that prison, ceased operation in 2002, and up until 2018, the prison
Mhm.
was pretty much abandoned and was closed off. Nobody was allowed to go in,
Yes.
and
That's
of
right.
course, the only time anybody ever did go in prior to 2018, obviously those were trespassers then. And
Mhm.
there's even a YouTube channel of some, I think it was like some college kids that went in before they started opening it for tours. So that
Yeah.
just goes to show how many times it's been broken into. So
Mhm.
they started doing which I have to admit it was an honor to be part of be one of the very first investigators to
Yes.
actually
Yep.
investigate this prison, as well as helping out with the tours. But
Uh-huh.
the reason why, but we only got it only lasted for a short period, but throughout the majority of late September and October, the reason why it lasted so short was I I mean it's been I think it's safe to say this now because it's been a couple years, but
So,
Mhm.
I think I probably had more knowledge in history on the prison than the
Mhm.
historical society people were because
yeah.
it just like I literally had tourists come up to me and ask me questions because I mean they didn't
You
necessarily think
studied.
I was one of the actual historical society folks, but they they sometimes they would come up to me individually and want to know it for themselves. So sometimes I actually would have to repeat some of this history
Yeah.
several times, which I didn't mind. I really didn't because it was also a good way to socialize. And
Uh-huh.
the way how I, did it when the historians were there, they were
You
just
did it.
giving me a nasty look. Either they were yeah, they were jealous over the fact that I knew so much more than they did, or just probably due to the fact that I did my homework.
Yeah.
And but I don't
Mhm.
think it was I don't think it was just because of me. I think it was because of a few other reasons. But after Halloween was over, they pretty much threw us out, which was really unfortunate because we really were, believe it or not, a beneficial part of those tours, and that's what made
Yeah.
a lot of people come out. And now that
Mhm.
they threw us out, since then, I've heard the tours and investigate. I mean, maybe with the exception of the investigations, I've heard the tours are not as good as they used to be. So, they threw out their best chance, but in spite of our loss, and even though it's been almost, it's been over almost 7 years now, I've still been trying to get back into Joliet because that really was a place I really connected with.
So you were 15 when you were there last?
He was a baby.
No, but I will say I was about 10 years older than that. I was 25 then.
Nice.
He was a
That is not.
baby.
Yes, I
He's a
was.
baby.
Well, and
He was the baby of the team.
And to be perfectly honest with you guys, when we helped out with the tours and investigations, we actually did have a few kids with. I mean, not little kids, but like high school kids. We
Yeah.
like some of our youngest investigators or tourists that were with us during that time. They probably had to be no more than 16 or 17 years old. So you even had some of the high school kids interested in wanting to go because now they know that they were able to pay
Yeah,
get in legally instead of breaking in. So that also
yeah.
makes it more efficient and beneficial.
Right.
And on that note, do not trespass and break into buildings.
Yep,
Naughty, 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 naughty.
yep, never do. And it's not only just illegal, it's also extremely dangerous.
Safety. Yeah,
You don't know
safety
what's
again.
in there. You don't know.
You don't know who's
Real
in there. You don't know if there's homeless people in there. You don't know if the building's, asbestos
homeless
and
people.
etc. So
Or
no
even
trespassing. Naughty, naughty, naughty.
yeah, well, and also even some varying degree, sometimes even dangerous animals sometimes get into
And
these
Yeah.
dangerous
buildings.
animals.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a story about a mountain lion getting into the abbey at one point.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
really?
So yeah,
I've
I don't know.
always told I've always told a lot of newcomers out there that want to get involved in the field. I mean, I always tell them right before we go into a location, especially if it's a location that's not in great shape. First off, obviously, I tell them we may have gotten the legal authority to go in, but again, never trespass. But I also say, more importantly, that before we go in, I just want to tell everybody that these it can get a little dangerous, especially if you're
Yeah.
unfamiliar with your surroundings. Because oftentimes when we go to these locations, we often do encounter broken staircases, collapsed floors, falling ceilings, broken glass.
Right.
So we have to be very, very careful when you're going to those locations. I mean, I can assure them they can be very dangerous locations.
Hmm. Nick, did you want to tell quickly, Lynn, about your experience about the forest when you got separated?
Oh yeah, that's almost kind of an example of it. I mean, it's not that. First off, it wasn't involving trespassing, but we were checking out we were checking out this location called Robinson Woods, which it's been a long time since I've done the research. I
Yeah.
believe that was I think they said that was where one of the some Native Americans once lived, but also I think there was also involving a murder or a triple murder that I think occurred back in the mid '60s. The guy, by the way, speaking of which, I just want to let you guys know, he's still alive today, and
Oh wow.
he has actually been recently released from prison
Oh
because,
wow.
well, it's hard to say now if he was actually responsible for it because they
Yeah.
just recently discovered new evidence and whatnot, and we really don't know for a fact if he actually did it or not. So it's kind of up for debate. But anyways, as a result of all these different combinations, there's been a lot of activity in these woods, and the last time we were there, we did an investigation in these woods, and everything was going fine, and one of the one of the guys who was again a newcomer, he decided to head back to the he already headed back to the car himself. But the other person that I was with, she said that she was getting I think she was using one of the spirit apps like on your
Yeah.
phone. And actually no, I think it might have been one of the spirit boxes now that I think about it.
Strip
She
box.
claimed that she was getting all these different voices, and at one point she was actually going it was telling her to walk deeper into the woods, and it was at this point. This was when it was starting to get dark, and of course,
Hmm.
unless you're with a full group or at least one other partner, for the most part, that's not a good thing because
This is
just
why you always put in pairs.
Go
that's
deeper
like any
Right.
forest. Like any forest. Even if you are familiar with it, it's easy to get lost.
in
Obviously,
the
at
dark.
night.
Yes.
Yes.
So Um, but she kept going further, and to make matters worse, she took my only flashlight
Flashlight.
that I
Mm-hmm.
had. I mean, I had my phone that had the light on it, but the problem was I was still filming, so I couldn't just. I
Turn it
should have
off. And,
stopped. I
yeah.
should have stopped it when I did, but there were people asking
Yeah.
me. They wanted me to keep. They wanted me to stay on so they can keep track of like how things were going. It was like becoming like the Blair Witch Project essentially, but
Without the
I
nose boogers. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some. I got
Twist, la 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 la. Was there Goldilocks? Did you find Goldilocks?
no, we didn't find
Did you
Goldilocks,
burn
but I
tongue
know.
on the porridge?
I guess I mean it was. We don't have. We fortunately we didn't have bears in our forest, but still, I mean, it didn't take long for me to be separated because she was going far beyond the tree line,
Yeah.
and
Mm,
it was she. I don't know how she got there so fast, but
maybe
eventually I was
little.
trying to catch up with her,
Portal.
and at one point, once I got to the tree line, there was this kind
Uh-huh.
of deep ravine area that I had to cross. I mean, it was only, I would say it was only about 20 feet across, but in
Yeah.
some areas it was probably about 8 to 10 feet deep. And I
You
thought to
could have jumped
myself,
it.
yeah, it was deep.
Mm,
So at first I thought, okay, well, I could try to make it across. It's clear in this area. So I started across the tree line. I started across the tree line. And I got about halfway across and didn't realize that there were all these rocks and stuff like that. So I'm like tripping all over the place, when this is happening. Eventually, I do get to the other side of the ravine, but at that point, I was so physically exhausted and totally drained.
yeah.
And then, and then after a few minutes, I realized immediately that it had already gotten dark. So it only had been just a couple of minutes, and I only
Yeah.
had walked maybe a couple yards and a half. And I thought to myself, okay, this is not good at all because we may not have bears or anything, but still, it may have been a haunted location, but it is still a forest. There's coyotes out there.
Mm,
Yeah.
Going nighttime, I'm by myself. I don't have a flashlight. I can't see. I don't even have anything to protect or defend myself with. And I thought to myself, I don't want to get attacked by a coyote while I'm out here, let alone one I can't even see coming. So that's when I
yeah.
made the choice. I was going to have to head back to the main path. Then the
Was
first
it a
thing I realized,
deciduous or evergreen forest?
yeah, well, and if that's not enough, then the first thing I realized
Gets
was that
worse.
the first thing I realized was that I got to cross this tree line again. So I just had to tell myself, well, you want to make it back home in one piece, you got to
Well,
do it. So I walked across the tree line once again, kind of feeling my way through the darkness, even though that was dangerous in itself. Eventually, I got to the other side, pretty quickly. I grabbed onto a nearby tree just for 2 or 3 minutes just to catch my breath. Walked a little bit further more back to the main path and got it, and eventually got back to the main path. And when I got back to the main path, it was already pitch black, dark. But unfortunately, the investigator who took my only light source, I hated to leave her there, but this was becoming a safety issue. But
Yeah.
eventually, she eventually came back, and we made it all out in one piece. So that's from that experience. That's something that you gotta be really careful with. Not only separate and investigate by yourself, but
Mm.
just have somebody nearby, and most importantly, have more flashlights, especially at night.
and I was gonna say, and that was the last I ever heard of that girl.
Yeah, it was. It
Uh,
was. I mean, I was more scared of I mean, I was getting nervous. I mean, I was obviously more nervous of wild animals than anything else.
mhm.
you know,
So the moral of the story, Nick?
Don't do everything by yourself. That's for sure. And stay with at least one person. If a group
Yeah.
is even better.
buddy system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I should have didn't even. Yeah, have a buddy system
And
involved.
and take multiple flashlights and take something to defend yourself with.
Yeah,
Yep.
Hmm.
I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
can still recall there weren't even any type of like sticks or anything that I could grab. But of course, even I knew that wasn't going to make much of a difference. So that would have just been pointless to begin with. But aside from that issue, we had a pretty successful investigation at Robinson Woods. But definitely learned from my mistakes from that.
Mm-hmm. Oh. What do you have there, Chris?
To protect.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to see because you got the green screen on.
Yeah, I got the green screen up right now, so it's hard to see. Let me get rid of that.
Chris,
I don't know why I had it up.
Chris is ready for action.
I never have a green screen up.
Yeah.
So, Nikki, I was going to ask. I mean, does your
Yeah.
crew? Do you guys have any investigations coming up?
We have one next weekend.
Oh, next week.
So, yeah, so Lynn's coming with me. We are going to a jail in 2J, and then we have an hour break, and then after that we are doing a town hall, and then after that we have a 2 hour break, and then we're investigating a hotel, and then hopefully sleep.
I was gonna
And
say you
then
got a
this
lot of
Sunday,
locations.
and then this Sunday we might be doing something in the morning. I can't confirm with that one yet, but it's going to be good. So, yep.
Are these locations that you guys have investigated previously, or are they new ones, or
So this is the very first time Paranormal Perth has done it. There is another team that has investigated the jail, but yeah, this is the first time we've been down there. So looking forward to it. Yay.
that's awesome.
And
Yeah,
when?
it'll be fun. It's next Saturday slash
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Friday night for
Yeah,
us.
that one's going to be fun. Very busy, but fun. I'm looking forward to it. So,
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
in addition to the investigations, I forgot to mention this too. Is in just in a couple weeks. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much pretty much less than a month from now. I also have another paranormal convention that's coming up, and this is one I've gone to previously.
Mhm.
It's called. You guys probably may have seen it before. It's called Silicon, and
Yes.
yeah, that's in the central, literally in central Illinois, Paracon. It's in the central part of the state, and that's even though it's not as big compared to some of the other Paracons that I've gone to. It's just a lot of fun, because it's not just unlike other Paracons. It's not just paranormal. They also have a combination of some gaming stuff,
Yep.
some anime, Comic Con, and
Yep.
the way how I also describe it too is because this is pretty much one of the last Paracons of the summer. So the way I also see it too is it's kind of like a combination of both like an end of summer and Halloween
And
party mixed
welcoming a
in,
winter.
wrapped in one.
Yep.
That's the best way I could
Yep.
describe it.
Yep.
Robert, please don't remember that's not the your back scratcher because I can just see you rubbing your back with that.
Oh my gosh.
The back scratcher. This is a back.
Ta-ta.
This is an.
you
Just
would
don't get
have
them mixed up.
you would have one hell of a time if you were to use that as a back scratcher.
I know. It's actually pointed too and sharp. Most of them.
That's what I mean. See how
Yeah.
sharp it looks. Oh, someone else just
Be
showed up.
careful.
Oh, it's Carlos.
Oh hey,
Hello, hello.
Hey, Carlos.
hey man.
Lynn, this is Carlos from
Hello.
where am I going? US slash Wraith Chasers slash Lurkers. Yeah, so he does everything.
Yep.
How you doing?
I think he's still setting up.
Yeah, I think he's.
Just
Froze. Hold on, guys. I think I froze.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't hear y'all.
Yeah, you were freezing
No
up a few
worries.
times, but now you're good.
I might have to get on my other phone.
Yep, no,
That's fine. No
I'll be
problem.
right back.
all good.
Right back. After these.
I'll kind of just
Be right
describe
back.
what you're doing. So yeah, all good. So Lurker does like little when he's doing investigations and stuff like that. He does little how would I describe it? Oh my god, I've got it in my head, but I can't say it. Experiments and stuff like that, like little experiments like with spirits and stuff, which I'm going to be
Yep.
trying at the jail. So
Okay, cool.
yeah.
What, like
So-
Mr. Smith and stuff like that? Or
So what he's done is he'll bring an iPad and
Yep.
he'll go onto like so they can write on it and stuff, and he'll like put the spirit box out, and he'll be like, oh, can you? He'll kind of play like hangman and stuff like that. So he'll write down like a word like flower, and the spirit will be like, oh, can you let me know what type of flower? And then they'll like write R or O or whatever, like that. So and quicksand he's used as well. Like they can play with quicksand and stuff. So yeah, he does little experiments like that. So.
okay.
This is really good at killing cockroaches, Nick.
Oh, don't even
Too
remind
much
me.
space. They could easily scatter through the big nails in there. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the way they make chocolate, didn't you know?
Right.
with cockroaches.
Yeah. Cockroaches.
Ugh.
Well, I know that they make the what is it, the shellac out of Beetle Wings. So,
Here he comes.
Okay. Can you
hello,
can you
hello.
hear me? Can you see me?
Yep,
Here
we
you
can
can see
see
you.
we
Yep.
see you loud and clear.
All good.
Because I
Can you
can't.
hear us?
I see you guys, but
You can't
my
see us?
picture's frozen. Hold on.
Can't hear us?
Yep.
Hmm.
Did you hear about Lurker?
Okay. Okay. There you go.
Love you
Well, I won't be able to
guys.
see it from this one, but
Yeah.
No, you're cool.
Yeah, but you're good otherwise because we could see and hear you
okay.
loud and clear.
Yeah. Don't mind
All right. I
Chris.
should be able to hear you now.
Don't mind Chris. He's just got a cockroach killer.
Yeah, but you're good
Yeah, okay.
otherwise because
Okay.
we can see and hear you.
It's probably the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
I've
mind
heard some of
Chris.
that.
He's be able to hear you now. Don't mind Chris. He's just got a cockroach killer.
Yeah, but you're good otherwise. Okay, see and hear you.
It's probably the phone.
Yeah, Tim's on the phone.
Don't mind Chris. He's just got a cockroach killer. So weird. It's probably on the phone. It's just not a cockroach killer.
Yeah, that's definitely
Okay,
feedback.
I think he's going to try and go. I think he's going to try laptop. Yeah,
Hopefully he gets it.
that's all right. It's all right, Lurker. Take your time.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Damn, Nick.
Excuse me.
Kate would usually say,
Ew.
oh, yeah, Robert, I was going to say, is Kate would usually say, ew.
Excuse you.
All the way from Tom.
I can feel that from here.
I had to do it. Tom wasn't here.
That's all right.
Even though I'm not drinking beer. It was quiet. A little too quiet.
Yeah, I was sharing this. I was sharing this out to the last few pages, so that's why I didn't. That's why I was quiet for a few seconds.
No, you're good. You're good.
So, Chris, I actually did have a question to ask. I mean, I know you kind of already said this to me before,
Nope.
so
Go ahead.
but just remind me about this. So, didn't you say before that? I know the Abbey you said is now being turned into apartment complexes. You were saying something before about visiting though, sometime down the road. I mean, is that still
It is
possible?
turning. Okay, yeah. I was originally told apartment complexes. Now they are turning it into a hotel, actually.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
So you're still going to be able to visit. You could rent a room there still.
Oh boy.
Whenever they get it remodeled and renovated and
Let's try this again. All right, Carlos.
Okay.
Hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. There we
Yep.
go.
and they're gonna tear down the
Okay. I
dorm.
think I got it, but I still can't hear you all.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
He's not on mute or anything, so he's good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't hear us?
It's a bit
If he's
like the
doing it
Mount
from his
Gambier
phone,
jail, too.
if he's doing it from his phone, I wonder if his volume is down.
Might be the connection. I don't know.
It's okay. I have issues like this all
Well,
the time when I'm doing
down in Mount
It's
Gambier,
fine.
when we were looking at the property that we're looking at buying, we are buying.
Oh yeah.
They have a hotel there that they've made from a jail, from one of the
Oh, wow.
it's Maitland, no, not Maitland, Mount Gambier Jail in the center of town,
Oh, wow.
That's
and
cool.
you can hire the rooms. I think they actually had an investigation team there when we were trying to book a room to stay, because the wife knows that I'm into this sort of thing, and yeah, she was trying to book it for me. So the only problem is they had stairs there, which I'm not able to go up in
Oh,
yet
no.
because
Yeah.
because they suggested that I didn't take the leg, so I didn't, and that made problems for getting in and using the toilets in the hotels that we were at, because the wheelchair was so big it got stuck in between the shower and the wash cubicle, the sink.
Yeah,
So
insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
bit of problem with them with the Adelaide International Hotel.
Oh,
Which that wasn't a
I saw
shout
you
out.
post that. I saw you post that. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
when
Yeah,
So
it comes to those type of locations, it's like you always have.
they have to be wheelchair accessible.
Wheelchair
They had a
friendly.
they had a step about that big on the Commodore in Mount Gambier, so I had to get lifted, hoiked up from behind to get into that, or
Oh
I
man,
had to stand on this wheelchair and kneel on a chair that they had in the inside, and then have the chair put up and inside of the room.
Oh,
I
Not good.
I just think to myself,
good on
like,
you for trying, though. Good on you for
Yeah.
trying.
yeah, I would have thought that the least they could have done, well, at least because like you see this sometimes at people's houses, that they should have at least put a ramp or something by the side of the stairs
Well,
or whatever.
well, it was only the one step going into the room.
Oh,
Everything else
yeah.
in there was flat in the Commodore. But
okay.
yeah, they were fully booked. Otherwise, they would have moved us to a different room. They said that night. So yeah, we were
Right,
there 2 nights. But everything
So
else
Adelaide
turned out okay.
Hotel, you need to make it disability friendly.
Adelaide International Hotel, motel,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that one.
Because
Sorry,
they
wrong
had
hotel. My bad.
pulled up on over a lip of about that big on the entry to there as well, and then it was thick shag carpets, so it was hard to
Oh,
wheel the wheelchair around.
Okay.
wow.
Up an elevator.
Yeah. Especially these days, they need to be disability
They have to
friendly.
be. They have
They
to be.
really
But
do.
the guy at the reception desk did say that they are going to be refurbishing the whole lot within about a year. They said so. They did it about 3 years back. They're going to do it again soon. So
That's good.
hopefully they'll do something wheelchair friendly.
Right.
Yeah.
Get on it, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is just something that's more desperately needed, especially in this day and age, because there are so many.
Wheelchair friendly investigations for ghost hunters.
Well, I mean, it's like you guys remember earlier this year, for a very brief period after I had my work
Yeah,
accident,
you were in a wheelchair too.
I was in a wheelchair for, I mean, even though it was just for like 2-3 days, because that was when my injury was at my worst. Still, I had to, it was a little difficult getting around. I mean, fortunately,
But you had the ones that you had to get pushed around, didn't you? You didn't have the manual wheelchair where you could do it yourself.
yeah, that made it even more tougher. I mean, this was like almost like an old-fashioned wheelchair. Yeah, it didn't have the larger wheels that you push yourself around.
You had to be basically babied. Yeah.
I only had it
Which
for
one
one
do you
day when I was in the hospital. So
Robert, do you have the electric one or?
No, I was looking at an electric one, but the whole point of getting in to do the rehab is to get out of the wheelchair, not stay in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, they suggested not to. And the next one that we've already paid for, is bigger than this one. Like it's the same size in width and everything, but it's heavier, it's bigger, it's more rated for me, and it's got the stump support for the amputated leg, which none of the other two that I have had because they were meant to have.
That's my friend.
So Nicole,
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Oh,
That's my friend, Nick.
oh, okay.
Okay.
So
I don't know. Can you turn on your camera, Nicole?
Gotta find it.
no camera.
All good.
yeah, we could hear you, but yeah, we just can't see you.
Yeah, I'm looking for the stupid thing.
You're good. You're good. No worries.
Come on,
We're all relaxed here.
computer.
We're in no hurry.
Start cam. Well, why?
There's almost one.
It nearly turned on.
I have a disable cam, but it doesn't say anything about why it's not working.
Click it again. Maybe it'll able.
I did. There it is.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Enjoying you.
I look kind of crappy. Sorry. Hi.
That's Nick from Making Pen.
What's up, Chris?
Nothing. I met her at the Abbey, Nick.
Nice to meet you, Nicole.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. If you
Nicole,
look,
this is
you
Lynn.
can't really see, but those pictures behind me, Chris, are Dennis's from the Abbey,
Oh,
from all the different Abbeys.
Cool. Nick knows him too. Nick investigated there once. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, I was there.
Cool.
He
I missed
jumped
the
really
Abbey.
bad on the Twitch stream. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, that was pretty much my way of meeting Chris. I mean, not in person, but he scared the hell out of me with his scary pop-ups when.
Oh, he'd love to do that.
Yeah, when Dennis was doing a show with me, along with another investigator by the name of Jeremy, and man, you did it like 4, 5, 6 times, Chris, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's only a Twitch
Pop-up.
page for like a jump scare. But.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I was actually I was actually intentionally waiting on him to send me to send the next one. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be ready for the next one, so I won't be. But unfortunately, he got smart with me because instead of sending the same sound effect, he sent a different sound effect. I wasn't prepared for this one.
Right. Yeah, I took a lot of Dennis's stuff, so he didn't take it on the road with him. So
awesome. That's good.
Yeah, I've got the clue game and the speak and spell and
nice. Do you know about the clue game, Nick?
No, I didn't know anything about the clue game.
I custom made a clue game to fit the Abbey, like all the different rooms and different investigators. And
oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's upstairs. I can get it if you want me to show it, but
up to you. How's
it's
Mike?
Up to you, of course.
He's good. He's out in the hot tub.
Oh, nice. I don't blame him. I'd be there if I
had. I was in it earlier, and then I talked for almost 2 hours to a friend of mine I haven't talked to in a while. So
oh, nice. Yeah, I always got to do that.
It took me so long. I'm like, all right, well, I didn't think you guys wanted to hear our conversation,
Right.
It's not that exciting. So yeah, I started decorating
things and.
Oh yeah, I've got the speak and spell. I got the toys that we had that Mike and I brought to the Abbey, the little fire truck and the dump truck and the school bus or whatever. Yeah, that make noise. Yeah, they're sitting over on my shelf here, and then I've got some of the stuff. I've got what is this? This is a ghost in every house.
Here, I'm gonna zoom in on it.
Oh, nice!
Check that out. Look at that.
That was Dennis's, and then we had maps of the Abbey that he had that I just put in protective sheets so they didn't get ruined.
That's awesome. That's a good way to preserve them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he. Let's see here.
That's Dennis's book on how to hunt ghosts, basically.
The speak and spell that he rigged to put the batteries on, so you didn't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Batteries in it right now, but. And then the pictures behind me are ones he had up in the command central.
Oh, cool.
I've got two that the glass broke, so I need to put into new frames so I can hang them up. But
right, that was a whole different vibe that last time there. I'm telling you.
I don't doubt it. Like, I just thinking
bad.
about it makes me sad.
Yeah. She's been there a lot more than me, even. So you even got married in there, right?
No, me and my husband did our honeymoon down there.
Well, in a way, that's still a
down
good
for the weekend. So
that's still a good debut for the in a way in connection to your wife. So that's awesome either way.
Right? Yeah, we've gotten some interesting things there over the years. I think it was the weekend that we were there after the wedding. It was just me, Mike,
Mhm.
my husband, and Dennis.
Mhm.
And the three of us, we were down in the basement. And down the hall where the old museum used to be, I had set a recorder, and the three of us were around in, I think we were in that main area where the dumbwaiters were, Chris,
Okay.
or in cold storage. We weren't in that hallway. We were down one of
Okay.
the other hallways. And on the recorder, you could clearly hear footsteps, like hard footsteps,
Yep.
coming close and then going away. All while you hear all three of us talking from down the hall, farther
Mhm.
away. You could hear us, but we weren't right there, and
Wow.
nobody else was in the building.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's amazing things in that place.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Or
we've
was.
gotten up in the gym up in the that third floor. We've gotten some stuff. I have an EVP where my husband's talking, and he's like, "Okay, well, last time we were up here, we tried to lure the kids out with candy." And in the background, you hear candy.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
And then I heard something audibly with my own ears. I just heard the huh. I heard the noise. I just couldn't hear what it said. And then Mike and I were talking. He's like, "That wasn't you." I'm like, "No."
Wow.
And then you hear, "That's right." I'm like, "No, it wasn't me."
Oh wow.
We've gotten a lot of cool stuff there.
I think that's the first time I investigated was with you and Mike. Actually, me, Mike, and
Probably.
Kevin, my friend.
Right. Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember. Yeah, because you were up there.
Mhm.
You were
Yeah.
across the table on the other
Okay,
side
that
of
was
the
the
pew.
same time then. Okay. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
our first time
And then
ever
we've gotten the
investigating.
name Brenda. The kid
Yep.
saying the name Brenda, which there was a lady that worked at the Abbey named Brenda.
Yep.
Um, there's been a lot of weird stuff there.
Yeah.
Abigail,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, well, Emily is her real name is, but I got confirmation. We called her. There's a little girl shadow that's been seen,
Mhm.
heard, whatnot. Um, Probably 4 or 5 year old. The story is that back before the Abbey was even there, it was all farmland, lots of drainage ditches running everywhere. The story is that she drowned in one of the drainage ditches.
Oh
Well,
wow.
she's been seen on the fourth floor of the Abbey. And I got EVP asking I asked her, we call you Abigail. What is your given name, or what's your real name? And we've gotten Emily, and I got it confirmed 3 different times, I think.
Yeah.
Oh
But
wow.
we still call her Abby,
Yeah.
Abigail, because it's the Abbey. So,
Yeah.
and she doesn't seem to mind.
Yeah.
But we have a Raggedy Ann doll that we put in her room up there. That doll is actually on the road with Dennis. Dennis
Yeah.
did take the doll,
Oh wow.
so
I
Abigail's on the
remember
road with
up
Dennis.
there one time, and it got its arm ripped off while it was up on the fourth floor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, got
Wow.
its left arm ripped off.
Oh, really? Jeez.
But there's something bad up on the fourth floor too that don't like me. I don't know what it is, but so I haven't got it this last time though, because I figured it'll be the last time ever. So I asked for confirmation. Yeah, I got a scratch along my shoulder from
oh well.
it.
Mike's had stuff thrown at him. He got a
Yeah.
rock thrown and hit him like right in the cheekbone,
Yep.
down in the
Really
potato
funny.
cellar, because
Anyway, crazy
kind of
place.
he was he was instigating it.
Yeah,
So it was kind of his own fault, but yeah.
that's Mike.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The last couple years, as different groups kind of came in and out of the Abbey,
It lost a
people
lot.
brought in some not so nice great things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and when the Boy Scouts started doing their thing.
Oh, I know. I'm so like Ullathorne Hall. It's just weird.
They're gonna tear that down and make a strip mall.
Oh, they are really.
Ugh. I'm
Oh,
so upset that they're just getting rid of it all. Oh,
That's
yep. They're yeah. Bring up
I don't know.
his picture.
Here, hold on. Yeah, doing that right now.
So
Here you go.
this picture was taken by the Department of Corrections. This is one of the Department of
Mhm.
Corrections guys who told his buddy, "Hey, take my picture,"
Oh
and that
wow.
showed up in the picture. They brought it to
yeah, that's really
Dennis,
good.
and Dennis was
Mhm.
like, "Wait a minute." He went in the room to see if anything on the wall could have done that. He recreated, even like went back in the same time frame, everything. He could not debunk it.
That's really
So
Mhm.
Looks like
fascinating.
that's
she's got piggy
Abigail.
tails. Yeah, she's got piggy tails.
You don't see my ugly face.
I see piggy tails, like little piggy tails on the side.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of saw too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To answer
Uh,
Carlos, doing good
she got.
here.
yeah, I just want to get back. I just want to respond quickly to the comments real quick because they're starting to build up. Yeah,
They
like
are.
Carl said, he's in the chats. He's not going to be able to join tonight because I guess of his connection issues.
Yeah, must be. Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, good night.
yeah, we're doing good. We got a question here. I think this is more specifically for Nicole. Yeah, I think that's
Nicole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Scott
So
here is
maybe all the other ones.
Why does
it's
she?
this one right here.
You
He
know,
was asking, why do you think she is still there? How do you know it's a little girl and not something bad?
she's been seen on numerous occasions, like shadow wise. Um, that picture, and she's never done anything to think otherwise that she's not good.
She has
Um,
literally comforted people.
she really
And
has.
the bad things are usually just wannabes. So
Yeah,
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 they take
yeah. They're
generations and generations to develop into a demon. So
Yeah.
yeah.
before the D word comes out, just think of it as
99% of things
little
out there
ghosts.
are not demonic.
Or not.
Exactly.
I agree. Well,
Everyone makes it to be so like,
Yeah.
oh, it's
So
demonic.
like they're
No, it's
everywhere.
not.
No, they're
It's
not.
yeah.
angry. Just let it be.
They're not. Yeah.
I could say from one location we have her, which Nicole, if you don't know, I live in Chicago, so
Okay.
we have I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. This actually comes from one of the worst disasters that ever occurred. Actually, one of the
Fire.
worst tragedies that occurred in the city of Chicago's history,
The
and that
Chicago
was
fire.
there's that, but there's this. It's not actually that. It's a
Okay.
different one. It's called the Eastland disaster. It occurred on July 28th, 1915.
No
So
touching.
over 110 years ago. And long story short, it was intended to be essentially like kind of like it's been a while since it was like a shipping boat. It was supposed to have
Okay.
all these families that were supposed to come
Oh.
on. They were gonna they were gonna ship across Lake Michigan. I think there was going to be somewhere out in the state of Michigan that they were heading to, and let's not forget, this was 1915. So you think about it, what happened 3 years before that? The Titanic sinking.
Titanic. Mhm.
So obviously
Excuse me.
they had
Bless
numerous
you.
Bless
lifeboats.
you.
Oh, bless you. They have numerous lifeboats that were attached to the top of the ship, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, and I think they did figure out exactly what caused the accident. Again, it's been a couple of years since I've researched it, but when all these people were coming on, which a vast majority of them tragically were women and children, the ship, probably because the amount of weight that was put on with everybody coming on, the ship tipped over to its side and fell right into the
And yep,
Chicago River.
yep.
Okay.
And
No touching.
you also have
And
to
they couldn't
remember
get
too,
to
this is
the
the early 20th century. So
yeah.
Right.
especially in Chicago, not many people knew how to swim in those days. And what was the only thing that you could grab onto if you were in water? What was the only thing you can grab onto to survive? That was
Other
obviously
people.
other people. Yeah, it was obviously other
Mm.
people. And
Other
now
people.
not only are you putting yourself at risk,
Right.
now you're putting other people at risk. And it was an absolutely horrific accident. I mean, well over 800
No
people
touching.
actually died from this disaster,
Mhm.
including 22 entire families.
Wow.
And like I said, it was just a horrific accident. And obviously, I mean, a vast majority of the bodies were, eventually were found, and they were taken to different areas of the
Always
city.
touching
In
yourself.
fact, they were taken to an old one of those locations was like an old like what is it like an armory. Yeah, it was like an armory. It was
Okay.
used as a temporary morgue. Although
Mm-hmm.
that actual building today is not really there, what stands there now in its place is a location that's called Harpo Studios. And here's the craziest part: that's
Oh,
where the Oprah Winfrey Show was produced for the
okay.
longest time. But that's not the only other location. And unfortunately, this goes back to with what you were just saying, Nicole, about demons and stuff like that. We also have another location. It's called the Excalibur, which that has been on a few of the on a few of the television shows, including Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
yeah, I know they were what it originally was. Again, long story short, that was the original Chicago Historical Society,
Okay.
but it's now a nightclub. So they moved the historical society somewhere else. But if you in fact go into the building today, you could still see the top of the ceiling. It still says Chicago Historical Society,
Right.
but the building was also used as a temporary morgue for some of the Eastland victims. Now, I'm
Mm.
sorry to bring up Ghost Adventures, but they were talking about how one of the spirits that haunts the building is a little girl that was known to like push people off railings, that kind of thing. And of course, Zach was saying, "Well, how do we not know it was something truly demonic, just appearing something completely innocent?" Well, here's the thing: I got bad news for him. After doing my research on this horrific disaster, there was indeed a little girl that died. She was among one of the victims. So, no,
Sure.
I can say right now, it is not a demon. It is one of the kids that died from that tragic
Yeah.
accident.
Absolutely.
Makes you
I
wonder why they had to add so much space, because I just pulled up the map. The river's right over here, and then the building's right over here.
Yeah, it was in close
Wasn't there
proximity.
anything between? There would have been. Should have been something
I don't think there
closer,
was as
surely.
many. I don't think there was as many buildings or anything because again, Chicago obviously
Mm.
back then was a lot
Has
smaller
grown.
than what it is
Yep.
today. I mean, we didn't even
yeah.
have this was like 60 years before the our most infamous building, the Sears Tower, was
Stop
built. That
touching.
wasn't built until
Mm-hmm.
1973.
Okay.
So this was
All right.
long before it ever occurred. So I thought
Yeah.
there might have also been one other. Actually, no. I think it was the Eastland site itself. Even the site where the accident occurred.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people say that sometimes, even though it's in the heart of the city, some people claim they've heard screams, they've seen
Mm-hmm.
even floating bodies in the river, and on some occasions, even more amazingly, you don't hear this very often. Some people have also claimed they said that they've seen like what looks like a giant woman's face that like it's imprinted
Mm.
in the river. But unfortunately, it's one of
Okay.
those things that you have to really be focused on the water to really see
Yeah.
the actual thing. I've
Right. Oh,
tried
yeah.
numerous I've tried numerous times and I can never
Mm-hmm.
find it.
Yeah.
Chris, should I ask her that question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. Nicole, I know this is a bit random. When you were investigating there, did anyone have activity on their left leg?
Not that I'm aware of or remember. Um,
Okay.
On the
Because
left
as he
leg?
was showing me
I know a
yeah, because
lot
there's
of
no
people
touching.
touching.
Mm.
Yes. So the abbey is an old monastery. Women
Yeah.
were only allowed in certain areas. They were not allowed past the first floor. They cannot go to second, third, fourth floor.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Don't
the
just touch
nuns
me,
had
step
their
away.
own house uh, outside the abbey,
Yeah.
where we stayed numerous times throughout the years at the sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But a lot of women have claimed to be pushed, scratched, and whatnot down in the basement in the
Mm-hmm.
past. I've heard. I've never had an issue.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my friends make fun of me. I am dead to the dead. I don't
Yeah.
feel shit. I
Zero
don't
ghost
see shit.
activity.
I don't,
Mm.
you know, I am
Yeah.
trying to work on that to get myself more open.
Yeah.
But my
Immune
husband
to the dead.
is very. He'd be like, "Did you just see that?" I'm like, "Really? You're
No.
asking me this?" I don't see, I don't hear. It has gotten a little better over the years. I have, picked up on some stuff. But yeah, no, I don't. I'm more afraid, although I'm more afraid of real people than I am ghosts.
I think a
Yep.
vast majority of us feel that way.
So, you know,
Yep.
the biggest thing, like I've roamed around the Abbey at night by myself.
Mhm.
I've been, whatnot. I'm more concerned about somebody breaking in and hurting me than I am of the
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah.
That's
Because
what I
that
said when I
area,
got pulled out of there
that
by the
area of Canyon
paramedics.
City, there's a lot of druggies,
Yeah.
meth heads.
Mm.
Meth is really common down there. So
Yeah.
I was more concerned about that. I'm
Right.
Do you know if
When I
anyone's recently passed away from that in there by any
passed
chance?
away
Because
from
I
what?
literally
Meth.
using
Overdose.
because literally as you're talking, it felt like someone just injected me in the leg, and my whole leg's
Mm.
just gone numb.
Mm.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Yep. Whoever's affected me, back off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get away from Nikki.
Thank you.
I just want to
Yeah.
give
Was
a
it your left leg or?
Left,
Okay.
like my whole leg's just gone numb as you're talking.
geez.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's okay. It's only half like
I'm not
me.
having a
So.
stroke. I'm not having a stroke or anything like that. It's
Right.
spiritually.
I
Just
mean,
clear
I,
that
I
I'm good.
have
Mhm.
some leftover numbness from my back surgery in my left leg. But other than that,
Maybe
it's
it's
not
that.
the whole leg though now. It's only like part of my foot. And that's just from
Okay.
surgery.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe I'm
I was
picking up
he had back
energy.
surgery.
Just real
When you meet me, Claire, why you pick up everyone's energy? So it's kind of like,
just real quick.
but
I
yeah,
just went, there's
You're inheriting my gift.
yeah. Thanks, Robert.
Oh.
real quick.
You're
Have a
welcome.
back if you like.
If anybody is
There's,
looking for an awesome book to read, if I can get this brought up properly here, so I can show you. Our friend, he's been on
Mhm.
numerous shows.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's Selfies from the
Oh yeah.
Underworld by Christopher Allen Brewer.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you screen that? Big screen that for
yeah.
me.
They
Enlarge
do.
it.
I've been getting a lot more
Okay.
comments from my personal side, so I'm just trying to catch up with everybody.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Right,
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Selfies from the underworld.
Thank you.
Yes. So he has this one. That's his first one. Amazing read.
Uh-huh.
And then he also has this one. It's called
Pretty
Dream
much.
Journey.
Enlarge.
Me.
Wow.
The Lakota
Nicholas.
Journey across.
Sorry, I'm for some reason this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poor
very
Nick.
Now
architecture.
you're big again.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
That's I
No.
like the design on that.
Yeah, it turned out really good. So he's
Must be
written
alright,
these
'cause
two
my
books.
wife's like
He
that.
is Colorado. He's been to the Abbey with
Sorry,
Chris
Nicholas.
and I. He's been on Paranormal Night Shift. I don't know how many different shows. He's been on a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say lots.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought I
Um,
recognize him. Yeah,
Christopher Allen Brewer. He is
Mhm.
awesome.
that sounds sick.
Getting ready here in November to go on the Spirit Cruise
Oh, nice.
with Chris, and
Cool.
Oh, cool.
his partner will be there, and then Sean Crochet.
Oh, Sean.
Yes, Sean is going. He's going to be one of the speakers. So I told him, I said, well, next
That's
time I see you, you need to sign my books because I got the books after the fact. I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting him just
Yeah.
to give me a book for free. I'll support him totally.
Mm.
So I have to bring my books. I just don't have my Selfies from the Underworld. I lent it to my sister-in-law so she could read it.
Yep.
She has until I leave November 8th to get it back
Give
to
it
me.
back. Mhm.
Okay.
I wish I would have had the money to go with you.
They're good reads. He is a Lakota Sioux.
Yep.
And he talks about his experiences and all of whatnot. He has gifts. He's an awesome person to begin with. But
Mhm.
uh,
He's Native American, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, he's
that's what
Lakota.
my boys are.
He's
My
from South
wife's
Dakota. He lived
Lakota,
up.
and
Yeah,
my boys are part Lakota then too. So yeah.
yeah. He's awesome, but yeah, he's a very well written person.
Oh, hey,
Thank you,
Kelly.
Carlos.
Kelly.
Anything and
Yeah,
everything.
just an
Anything.
open chat. Just an open
Anything,
Anything,
chat.
everything.
everything.
Yeah, we're kind
Yeah.
of going different
And
directions.
we haven't heard
Johnny.
from Lynn yet.
No,
She's
I'm
just
just
Yeah,
very
plus
quiet.
Lynn's like sitting there, just Lynn's just chilling, taking the vibe of everybody calling.
She's just
Yeah.
vibing.
So for people that don't, I'll quickly
I
introduce Lynn. Sorry, Lynn is one of my oh my god, one of my caramel. Oh my god,
oh, what?
Lynn is one of my
Okay.
casual paranormal investigators.
TMI.
I don't know why on earth I just thought of caramello, but anyway,
oh Carla, that's
that was just random, but okay. Um, retry this. So,
That-
this
I'd
lovely
like to
Lynn.
know what I am actually.
I have known Lynn for about 16 plus years. We used to be work colleagues.
okay.
Yeah, and Lynn is a sensitive medium ish in
okay.
training. Yeah, and yeah, take it away, Lynn. Go for it. Say whatever you want to say. Open.
Mercer, world.
I think I've scared poor Lynn.
No, you just froze. I didn't hear a word you said.
Could be
We
lucky.
want you to talk, Lynn.
Hey,
Poor Lynn. Lynn, go for it.
Go for it, Nick.
Go, Lynn.
Oh, it's
Talk about
not me, Chris.
I put Lynn on the spot now, haven't I? So Lynn, what paranormal experiences have you had? There we go.
For who?
who are you talking to?
Lynn.
You.
Yeah, well, you.
You want to know what paranormal experience I've had? Oh, gee. Yeah. Well,
I don't even believe
I was
it.
on a cruise one day, sitting in my bed reading a
Oh,
book
yeah.
one night, and this spirit decides to walk across
Mhm.
the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sort of like walked from the cabin next door straight through into my bathroom. Didn't stop to
Mhm.
say hello or anything, just walked straight through.
Well, if you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought of that. Um, I've had people in this house. I know there's something
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
at the moment too,
Yeah.
so you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. One day I was in the bathroom getting ready to go to work, put my makeup on,
Mhm.
and
I remember you
turned
telling me
around.
this.
I've got another story to tell you too, Nikki. I turned
Yeah.
around and there was this man standing at the door. It was a full
Yeah.
apparition.
Yeah.
And because I was sort of like just put my mascara on, and see this man there, I just screamed and bolted, grabbed my bag and went out at the door.
I'm just gonna go get some water, y'all. I'll be right back.
The other
Okay.
day I was in the kitchen and I looked out the window and there's this man walking down my driveway at the back of my house. I've got a long driveway.
Yeah.
And this man was just walking down the back of the house. And I says to my grandson, go and look out the back window and see if there's a man there. And he said, no, there's nobody there. And I was watching to make sure he hadn't come back up. And he says, my grandson says, oh, I can see apparitions out that window. I thought, oh, great. He's seen them too. But yeah, he used to always be scared to go into the bathroom.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did tell you that actually. But yeah, they're sort of like just the recent ones that I've had. But yeah, I'm going to New Zealand in October. I'm hope to do a graveyard there at some time.
Do you speak? Are you in Auckland at all?
No, we just stop there and then we fly off to Wellington.
Okay. Okay.
I won't have time to do anything in
Real quick, guys,
Auckland.
Carlos is getting off. He says he's about to have dinner. But
Yeah,
yeah,
All right. Night, Carlos.
we'll see you again soon, Carlos. You have a good rest of your night.
It'll work next time.
See you, couple. All good, mate.
Ooh.
Um,
So yeah, I've known him for 15 years. Been a while.
we got a question here.
I think
She said, "Are any of you have any abilities?"
me.
I can juggle.
He can make really cool clue games.
Yeah, that's my game.
Cool. Um, Kelly, yes, I do. Lynn does. Robert does. As you said, Chris can juggle, and Nick can. Yeah, Nick's
Nick
just
West
Nick.
time. Nick West
Nick,
time, yeah.
Yep.
That's his ability. and he does a good do it when you say Illinois.
Illinois.
Or boobies.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Well, since you put it that way, I guess I could pretty much say it. Yeah.
Do you want to show it, Nicole?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
I can.
Is this
So-
a clue game?
Clue. Abby.
Wow.
So yeah, you can see
Awesome.
different
Abbott's quarters.
basement hall,
Rampway.
library.
Wow.
Do they have the connecting one from one side to the other?
Yeah.
Like that's the real clue.
That is just.
Does.
I mean,
The hidden attachments.
Yeah, and then it's got like a K2 meter instead of like the rope, and
that
Uh-huh.
is
Wow.
just amazing.
Yeah, so like the little K2 meter.
Reverend Plum with the jackhammer in the abattoir.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys, just real quick, because I would like to
Yep.
get to these. There are some comments here that because again, I'm
Yep.
broadcasting on my personal page. Some of the comments are not showing up.
Yeah, go
I
for
just
it.
want to give a
Uh-huh.
quick.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I just want to give
yeah,
a
no,
quick shout
absolutely,
out.
do it.
Really?
What's that? Oh,
Do it.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. We got Len Dorman watching. I know him all too well. Yeah, he was talking about the Eastland. He was also we were talking about the Eastland earlier,
Helen.
and he also mentioned too the club. Yep, club was on Go's Adventures on the same show date as the short time they spent at Bachelor's Grove. That was the episode they went to at where they also went to Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, which
Right,
that
yeah.
is still often regarded as one of the most famous haunted cemeteries in the country, if not the world. It's a very notorious
Yes,
site.
that's good.
And excuse me. Len also says, "Where does the ghost take a whiz? Anywhere they want to."
Pretty much.
And
Oh,
finally, he said, "I'm
That's when you
housebroken."
look around and you
We talk about abilities. Len says, "I'm housebroken. That's my superpower."
that's good.
Yep, that means you can take him somewhere.
Go anywhere you want to go.
Exactly.
So, what are the? Nick, do you want to share the comments that are on the?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what
you-
I'm trying. Like I said, I'm trying to catch up with all the comments because they're coming in fast on both sides. And like I said, I wish.
Yeah, Kelly's.
Too bad.
They are coming out,
Kelly's
Kelly.
somewhat.
They are.
Yeah, it's too bad that
All right, Kelly, I'll try to answer some of them.
Oh wait, no, wait, hang on 1 second. Chris is coming back on. Here we go.
I'm good.
He just needed a chuckle whiz.
Okay, yeah, here's
Okay.
We had to sync.
Kelly says, "Len, you got it. Have you got
proof?
Have you got good, perfect place to get some, especially bath? That might be some mistypes.
Well, not really.
I don't know. I thought I was misreading it incorrectly.
That's where I always get my best proof.
And what she hates
Yes.
is judgmental people.
Yeah,
They should accept others
Yeah.
for who they are.
Right.
Yep.
We're the same. Yep. That's why I create Paranormal Perth Chat. Everyone is welcome, and we don't judge.
No.
And if you're going to judge, there's a door. You can nicely let it slam in your face, or if your spirit walks through it.
Yeah, you can go visit the recently deceased judge if you want to be judgmental.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
weird,
Kelly,
right?
the
Yeah.
comments were not showing up because at first
Mm.
you were watching from my personal page. So that's why I always tell a lot of people if you're watching from my personal page and you want your comments shown, come on to either the Things Network or N&W
Mm.
Multiverse Network page. We'll see your comments then.
Yes, I do. I see them, I hear them, I feel them, and I smell them. So pretty much, it's like me looking at Chris, but he's deceased.
I feel like
Sorry,
Tim and
Chris.
me change places.
He isn't.
I know. It's freaking me out.
I've
I
heard
mean,
them.
as far as
Uh,
ability,
I haven't.
go
I've
ahead,
seen them when I
Ryan.
was
I'm
younger.
sorry. No, you
Yeah,
can go ahead.
I've heard them. I've seen them when I was younger, but recently I've just been able to hear them, and I can sort of sense where they are, like if they're in a room. Because when I visited Perth back in 2001, we went to the Fremantle prison. We went into the women's asylum, and where they
Yeah,
had the when they had where they had the room that you could supposedly see the ghost. There was nothing in there, but across the hall from that, there was something up in the top left corner, and me and somebody else also had a like could sense that they were there.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, Nikki, and
other
Nicole.
than
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it's a good thing. It's good. It's good having abilities, but it can be a pain in the ass. Like especially when you're
oh
trying to
yeah,
sleep. Best
oh
way I
yeah,
describe it is like you know how you've got your fly live. Oh my gosh! Whoever's trying to come through, can you stop? Um, Best way I describe it, it's like having a
no, they
mosquito
can.
magnet,
Yep.
and they're just like all over. And there's times where I'm like, I need my personal space. I need
Hmm.
boundaries. You need to move on or like leave, please, so I can just have a moment to myself.
Hmm.
But I've learned how to control it. So majority of the
Yep.
time, I'm pretty good. The only time I
Yep.
will use it is I'm doing this, or if I verbally need to say something, then I'll say it. Or if
Hmm.
I'm doing my paranormal stuff, then I'll be like, hey, you may want to go this way because you're not getting answers. Maybe you want to ask these questions and stuff like that. So,
Right.
see the way how I
yeah,
kind of, as far as abilities go for me, I mean, I
Yep.
it's not like in a lot of other cases, when it comes to like seeing or hearing or sense or feeling things. I mean, I feel like I have a kind of ability more to sense things, but I also not much of the spiritual interaction itself. And this might also once again may have acted as kind of a contributor to my fascination with history because a lot of times whenever I go to these, both haunted and historical locations, just very briefly I get these
yeah,
visions.
you're right.
I get these visions of the past. Like I see just they're like flashes pretty much. I mean, it's not like I know, like in some movies, like they do it a lot in the paranormal movies. Sometimes it has kind of like a kind of silent film kind of look to, like black and white. That's not really the
Hmm.
case for me. It's more like as if I'm seeing just individual photos or images of what
Yeah.
Yeah,
happened. And it doesn't necessarily provide like an actual like let's say if there was an unsolved murder that occurred and they still
Yeah.
don't know
yeah,
exactly who murdered this person, although I can see
yeah,
kind of like images of the event itself, that doesn't I can't
yeah,
really see like much of the actual like let's saying if when it was in progress I couldn't really see the
yeah.
actual murderer's face, so I couldn't identify exactly who it was. So it's more visions of the past for me that I would say as
Well,
far as
what
abilities
what
go.
once you're done with your audio books, you should do up a book called Through Their Eyes,
That's
and
not a bad idea.
ha- have
That's a
that
good
sort of
idea.
stuff in it. Yeah, like because you're seeing things like as if you're seeing through their eyes to get
Yeah,
the images
that's you made a really good point there. It's like it's like as if I'm seeing it from somebody else's vision,
point of view.
and
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
Interesting.
it varies at different times. It's like
Mm,
some occasions it's like from a third person view, so it's like as if
exactly.
I'm watching like as the
yeah.
audience. But then there's other times.
That's best.
Sometimes I can see,
Mm,
exactly from somebody's point of view of what exactly is going on.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. Mine's very
Yeah.
similar to Nick's, but I see it
Mm,
more in detail. So I could be like, oh, there's a kid with blonde curly hair and she's standing at the edge of, we'll say, Nick's bed. And her name's Joe. I mean, Bianca, and, she's 6 or whatever. Yeah.
Kelly's got Kelly's got a question for you, Nikki.
I can't read it from here. Everything's
Oh,
gone fuzzy.
Nikki, how
he
do you
asked.
hear things? In whose voice do you hear it? Do you hear it
Depends on the
in their
spirit.
voice or in your own mind?
Yeah. Most of the time I hear it in mine.
Yeah.
But if they really need to come through it, like if it's a child, I'll hear their voice type of thing. It's like me just having a conversation with Robert. Best way to describe it. It depends on how they want to come across. A lot of times for me, it depends on the trust. So if I've gained trust, so for instance, at Kalamunda, there's a little girl that will constantly come through. Every time I've been there, she'll come, she'll sit next to me, we'll have a
Yeah.
conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And that trust has been gained over me. I've had to go there about 13 times to gain that trust. And we're not just there for 2 hours, we're there from 6 p.m. to 3 o'clock the next day.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to build that trust. And then she'll eventually, when I first went there, I just was like, okay, this is her name. Cool. We'll play with some toys, stuff like that. And then over the time, she gained that trust, and then she'll start touching, and then she'll show me how she looked like before she passed. A lot of the stuff, it's before how they went, it's not how they went. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to see how you went because that's too much for me. So they'll show me in a different form. So that's the best way to describe it. So does that make sense, Robert?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Just catching up. Okay, so Len has made his way to the thing space. So now we can see your comments, Len. Major paranormal announcement is coming out next month. So watch my Facebook page after Labor Day. Website isn't. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it. Len is
Nick's going
actually.
national.
Yeah, well, and Len is actually
Really
someone that
squirmy white.
I actually used to, he is someone I used to work and investigate with. It's hard to believe now, 10, 15 years ago, because he used to live in the Chicago area, but sadly he doesn't anymore. He lives down in Arkansas. So the only time that, obviously, last time I, last time I saw him was 10 years ago, one of our ghost cons, but we still have remained in contact ever since. So it's good to see you here, Len. And Kelly also here says, need to work on those. Yeah, I know. I need to work on those abilities. So
I'll help you.
yeah, that would be great because
Go to Professor X.
yeah, I mean, I often, you know, it's hard to describe. I've often been kind of curious to see if I could see more visions of the past itself, and
Yeah.
just kind of get an understanding of, again, some of the history of these locations or areas in general. So it's just, and again, it's no wonder why I have a fascination with the subject matter.
Yeah.
So
And also
Nick,
tell people too.
on that, Nick, do you have more since your thing happened? I don't know how you like to refer to it, or less, or have you noticed yet?
That's actually a really good question to ask because it's really hard. I mean, for now, it's really hard to say because you guys know a couple weeks ago when I was at the Old Lake County Jail in Crown Point, Indiana, that
Mm-hmm.
that was the very first investigation that I went to in over a year and a
Yeah.
half.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I did an investigation was back at that opera house, also in Indiana, back in March of last year. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really necessarily get to have the chance to really kind of delve into my senses because
Yeah.
again, this was like a real comeback for me, and not just because again, after what happened to me in November, just trying to get back into the field in general.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
mention, we also had a new person that was joining my crew named Genevieve, and she's investigated other places herself before, but this was her first time to the jail. So I was also, in a way, kind of showing her around, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get so I didn't really get to delve into it, but I'm hoping that the next location, wherever it is, whether it's a part time or a full time investigation, I'm going to try to practice on that for the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just best advice I can give people learning, just remember you have boundaries and you have control.
Yes. Well,
And
Talked about that last.
when I do my stuff, yeah, it's like best way to describe it, and this is everybody in the paranormal field, always be respectful, no matter who they are and what they've done in past life. Yeah, And the best when I do my mediumship and stuff, if I'm doing it while I'm investigating, because sometimes I may have to do it to protect my team, I'll be like, white light, there's no negative. If you're turning that way, you need to leave. There is boundaries, and you will not cross my boundaries. So yeah,
Well, that and Nick, you
because I'm
remember
not
that happened.
free and
That
I'm like,
happened to me a few years. You remember that happened to me a few years ago when I told you
yeah,
about that
yeah,
house
yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah,
lived in.
yeah,
Yeah. Long
yeah,
st-
yeah, yeah.
long story
So I brought it
long
up.
story
Yeah,
short about that house is first off, this house was actually featured on one of the paranormal shows. It's still a residential property, but we happened to
yeah.
find the actual. Look, first off, do you guys remember that show called Paranormal Witness? You guys remember that one?
Yes,
Yeah.
I still watch it.
Okay, so that leads me then to my next question. Did you guys? This was one of the most frightening episodes for me. Do you guys remember the episode
Mm,
Nightmare on Chestnut Street? You guys remember that one?
yep.
That
Yes,
I'm gonna be first off. I'm gonna be
that's fine.
totally honest with you guys. I have only ever seen that episode once. I have tried
I
watching
do
it.
that.
And I,
Okay.
I don't know what it is. There was just something that was far too frightening about that episode. And I mean, the closest I've ever got to rewatch it, especially when they got to the real intense parts. I mean, I would have to watch it on my phone, and when it got to those, I had to flip my phone over because I could only listen to
Mm,
it.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, that's how bad it. And the first and only time I ever watched that episode, to this day I still regret watching because
yeah.
it was on a night basically where I didn't have to work the next morning. I'm watching it. It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm watching it and everyone's asleep. So terrible timing of watching it. But um,
Mm-hmm.
now actually experiencing it for myself, it definitely changed a
Yeah.
lot of things. The house that we were checking out, this was during one of the very few investigations we did 5 years ago because it was during the height of COVID-19. We
Mm-hmm.
Right.
were we were actually meeting up with Mike Ricksecker, who does Haunted Road Media in Ohio. We were actually checking out Helltown originally, which that place I thought in fact, Mike Ricksecker has a video of me and Tom McNicholas investigating that location. He still has it on his YouTube channel, so it's like part of a documentary series. And after when we were done seeing the next day after when we met up with Mike, which again, Mike would also be another great guest to have on the show at some point. I'd highly recommend him.
Yeah.
Um, he
Cool.
so Tom and I were on our way back, and we happened to be in the town of Kent, and not too far away. We were also not too far from Kent
Isn't that
State
in
University.
England?
What's that?
Isn't that in England?
There's a there's a
I
town.
know. I
Yeah,
know.
there's also a town called Kent in England. But there's it's one of those towns that has that name kind of like all over the place.
I know. Kent,
So
Illinois. I know.
We
watch
got
it.
one here too.
So
Noise.
uh,
Illinois.
no, it's Kelly to pronounce it. It's Kent, Kent, and not far from that place you had Kent State University. Now this wasn't exactly where this haunting occurred, but the fact that it was 2020, I'm not saying that because it was COVID. That year marked the 50th anniversary of the Kent State shootings of 1970, where 4 students were
Yeah.
shot and killed during one of the protests involving Vietnam. And that I'll say quickly, that was a very peaceful spot. I paid my most ultimate respects because these 4 students, they were only 19, 20 years old, and they were killed so suddenly. So in fact, one other investigator who saw one of my pictures said they were all around me and they knew I was paying my ultimate respects to them. So those kids, they really appreciate it. But just down the after we finished up, there was kind of a self tour of where the shootings took place. After we were done with the university, we we were going through the rest of Kent, and we happened to be on the street, Chestnut Street. And I thought to myself, "Oh my God, I know exactly where we are right now." And I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom decided to take a drive down the road, and I can tell you right now, I don't know what it was, but to me, it was just literally just a feeling of evil. And that's when we found the actual house. Now, obviously, we only stayed for a minute because once again, it still is a residential property, but just seeing the actual house itself, like where this all occurred, was
Mm.
just eerie. It was like up on a hill, although a lot of the houses were kind of on a hill too. And I just had that feeling that there was something watching us right from the house, and it was not
Yeah.
pleasant at all. If you watch the Paranormal Witness episode, I could say that because there were 3 college students that lived in that house
Yeah.
over 20 years ago, and
Yeah.
I, along with a boyfriend of theirs, and
Mm.
the guy, that one guy once said, these are the exact same words that he said. Whatever was in that house, it was angry. It was violent.
Yeah.
Wow.
It did not want us there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not only did I feel like I delved into my senses a little too much, but more importantly, I believe I had part of I had a brief attachment
Yeah.
from that
Yeah.
entity
I
in
can
that
tell that.
house. It was bad. I mean, it only lasted for just a few nights. I had to go to church and also get a blessing to get rid of her.
Whew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
I
pretty
remember
good.
you telling me that.
yeah, it was. It has a very dark history in that house. I mean, I get it. It's basically. I don't want to use the term, but this is based. I don't think she's a demon at all. I think this is just how she presents herself. She pretty much
Yeah.
is.
She's
I
just
would
truth.
call. Yeah, she's basically. I would call her a demon woman, but she's not really. She's just making herself appear like that, just to give a
Yeah.
more kind of more to give a more monstrous, more frightening feel to him, appearance to her. And with all due respect, I do have to say, if you guys haven't seen it with involved, she was actually murdered in the house by her
Yeah.
husband. And she's angry due to the fact that even though it's been over 110 years, she never got justice out of it. So it's really
Yeah.
one of those classic locations that anybody that
Mm-hmm.
pretty much steps foot into that house will basically suffer the terror and wrath that she felt when she was brutally murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I feel like with that place, she's pissed because people are going in there not telling her story.
That might be it too, but it's just
Nicely put out.
it's really hard to say. I mean, what I will say, so I'll just give a quick history, just so you guys get a full on history of
Mm-hmm.
exactly what happened. But that house, for starters,
Alrighty.
that house, for starters, is one of the oldest houses in the town of Kent, if not the oldest. It was originally built back in almost 200 years ago now, in 1835. But it wasn't until almost 100 years later that a truly horrific, terrible tragedy and crime occurred within the walls of that house. So, over 110 years ago now, a doctor had lived in that house with his wife. In fact, it was one of the town's first doctors. And unfortunately, over time, their marriage broke down. She became unfaithful to him and obviously began having an affair. And then one night in 1914, the doctor discovered and learned about the affair. And when he did, he just completely lost his mind. He then grabbed either like a knife or a scalpel or some other type of sharp
Someone
object,
just
chased his obviously shocked and terrified wife up into the attic, cornered her, and then locked the door so that she couldn't run away or escape. Now, I do have some very disturbing things about what I'm going to tell you next. He
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Viewers
attacked her.
beware.
Yeah, what's that?
Viewers beware.
Yeah, so he attacked her, hit her, punched her, beat her, cut her, stabbed her, sliced at her, mutilated her face, and then he killed her. And like I said, to make matters worse, I don't know how he got away with it, but the doctor was never caught or charged or convicted of her murder. So that's why she's so angry. She's like so vicious now, taking her anger
Yeah,
out on everybody again to feel. I mean, let's face it, she died a horrible death. She really did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly, sorry, I'm just reading one of the comments.
Yeah,
Yes, I have heard of him.
I'm gonna catch up on the comments. Kelly, to answer your question, that episode was it was the first, no, excuse me, second episode of season 4 of Paranormal Witness. It's called Nightmare on Chestnut Street. And
Yeah.
like I said, that is just an episode. Now living experiencing it for myself, I just cannot watch it. I just can't do it. I've tried it.
Yeah.
It's
No.
not easy. Just got another question here. Can I ask? Have any of
Yes,
you
I have.
heard of? Yeah, I've met Chip Coffee. In fact,
Chip's awesome. I love Chip.
yeah, he's great.
I love Chip too.
Yeah.
I often wonder if
Yeah,
Chip.
very similar. Something.
It
Yeah, I've
would be
heard
nice if Chip could. I think honestly, he
more
would
than
probably
one.
be the only person I would say that I think he would be best to deal with such a haunting like that at the house that we
Yeah,
were at, because
yeah,
even though yes, I said exactly which street it was, you guys notice I didn't mention the actual address itself.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Not only just
yeah.
because it's a private residential still, but more importantly, knowing how bad it was, aside from maybe chip coffee, for the most part, I never want anyone to enter that
I'm good.
house. It's really
Yeah,
bad.
no,
And I later spoke with
I'm good.
another investigator from Ohio, and he was familiar with the area. He actually told me that entire neighborhood is infested with a lot of paranormal activity, a lot of hauntings and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But this house, I mean, these spirits that haunt this neighborhood, some were benign, but others were more sinister.
Mm,
But out of all the
yeah.
houses, this house, out of all of them, was the worst of them.
yeah.
So
And I
you
totally agree with you, Lenny. Len,
yeah, you
sorry.
could take me to any of the other houses in that neighborhood, but I don't think I could investigate that one. I mean,
Yeah,
if they really needed help, I'd be willing to give it a shot. But if people were telling me you got to go check this out, I don't think I could do it. It's just so bad.
mm. Always go with your gut. If your gut tells you to don't do something, don't do it.
Yeah, Len makes a good point too. A murder like that would create a lot of energy that could be stored in the building on the land.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
never have been able to figure out exactly. I've been still doing my research, however, and trying to figure out who this woman was, in life, along with the doctor that she was married to, because I couldn't find a name or anything. So if I ever do happen to go back to Kent, I'm either going to have to try to go to the
yeah.
cemetery, like any of the cemeteries that are there, or the local historical society.
I just
Which
got a name that came through.
what's that?
I just got a name coming through as you're talking. I
Alberta.
could be way off.
Other
Who just
than
said that?
yeah, other than her murder, I do not know anything else about who she was in life. Other than she was
Try
previous.
Eleanor. Try Eleanor.
Eleanor.
First name.
Okay.
Yep. And last name Robertson. I don't know why I got that, but that could be with anybody on here or
Yeah,
watching.
it's
But
possible because a lot of people have, like any town, a lot of people have died over the decades. So it's
Mm.
hard to
yeah,
pinpoint exactly who it was, and
I
even
don't
if
know what
it
I'm getting.
was 1914, that they they didn't even on the show they didn't necessarily say 1914 because again the events when the college kids were living there was back in 2004, and at that time they said what happened the murder happened 90 years prior, so that obviously meant the murder occurred in 1914.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I would have to really kind of do the research and
Yeah.
see if I could try to find if there was an
Well, that's
Eleanor
a
that was
person.
murdered in 1914. I couldn't even find any. I couldn't even
Sorry.
find any newspaper articles about this murder.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. My house, where I've got my stuff, I've got a bus stop on the left, and in my peripheral vision, I just saw someone walking a black shadow. It's a human. We're fine.
Okay.
They're doing weird shit outside my house, but
Yep. Real living person. Don't worry.
At
yep,
this
all
point,
good. Okay, I think someone's actually trying to rob the house next door.
Charming.
I'm just going to lock my front door. I will be back.
Yep.
okay,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. At this point,
Me
I can
too.
pretty much say that whatever's going on in that house, it's not good energy, and you guys might you guys might find this a little bit hard to believe, but I actually did. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I actually did happen to locate one of the former college students that lived in that house on Facebook, and I know we see this again in like horror movies a lot. I was originally going to contact her saying it's happening to me now. I know exactly, what you guys went through 20 years ago, but even before I was going to send a message, I just decided, you know what? I don't. They went through hell 20 years ago, and they never truly recovered from their ordeal. So I just thought it's just do not bring up any bad memories for them. I just decided that if I was dealing with the same exact thing, I was just going to have to deal with it on my own, and that's what I did.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry, I'm just watching some people at the moment.
Are they in your yard?
Because we've
Wow.
got, the thing is, yeah, we've got like a bus stop right outside our house, so I don't know if they're waiting for the bus, but they're just a little bit suspicious. But yeah,
Grab the gun,
yeah, it's
Nikki.
okay.
We
Don't
can
have
have
any.
I was going to say they don't
Not
carry guns
allowed to.
in Australia, Nick. I mean, Chris.
Yeah.
No, not allowed to. Yeah,
Yeah. So Kelly
each to
says
their own. Yes, I
they
will. If you
name
want
and
to.
do have her name and family history, but not murdered. That's interesting.
Might have been covered up.
I don't know. I mean, you have to remember that was 1914. Of course, obviously that was also the beginning years of World War One. So, I'm not saying that it was ignored, but a lot more attention was put on the beginnings of the war. So it's really hard to say again. I've tried doing my research on that house as well as this unsolved murder, but I just couldn't. I just have not been able to find anything. But like I said, she's
Mm-hmm.
still there to this day, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that she's still taking her anger out even on those. It makes me wonder what the current owners are going through right now, because you
Right.
know
If
I just
anything.
wonder if there's some way to that like have someone like Chip Coffey or somebody to really communicate with her and try to let this go, because she still thinks that I think she still thinks that she could try to get justice for the doctor that murdered her, not realizing that it's been over a century. It's
Yeah.
been many decades.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
locked in her time.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, whoever the doctor was, whether he eventually was caught or not, it doesn't matter. He is long dead at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very good. They're just mucking around. It's fine. Yeah.
Yep, no
I'm,
guns in Aussie land.
I know.
No,
No. No.
Could
no
1900
need
Chip
for it.
be?
Mm.
I'll see if I can
Mm-hmm.
try to do that, Kelly. If I find anything like that, I'll definitely let everybody know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us
There's,
know.
there are. I have not been able to find even any photographs of like. I mean, obviously, yes, it was over 100 years ago. So chances are, if there are any photographs, they have not survived, or they're
Mm.
just unavailable. But I know one thing for
Yeah.
sure is in the show, but also when you watch the reenactments of that show, when they show you the demon woman, she actually really didn't look that different from my encounters, because I'm not gonna lie, she literally looked like the girl from The Ring. Not only just the beastly
Oh
look,
God.
she had the long black hair covering her face. So
That's
this was probably as close
Yeah.
to a real scenario as The Ring as you can get, no doubt.
Yeah. Probably hiding her face because she didn't want to be seen. Yeah.
Well, she does, because what the college students experienced 20 years ago, what I experienced was almost the exact same thing. I would have these nightmares, and it would always be the same thing. They would I couldn't move. And all of a sudden in the
Yeah.
shadows there's a woman that's coming up to me. It's like as if I'm in the attic or something like that. Already
Mm-hmm.
her hair is covering her face, and I already know for a
Oh,
fact that I did
yeah.
not want to see her face. But
Yeah.
that didn't stop this woman from getting any closer. Eventually she crawled up to the bed and her hair was literally covering
Oh,
me.
God.
That's when I saw her face. And her face was just
Yeah.
she
Oh,
had huge
saw
these
her face.
beautiful.
yeah, she had these huge the first thing I noticed were the eyes. They were huge and black.
Yeah.
And but the word she had all these cuts on her face along with veins, almost like roads almost like on a road map. But the worst part of all though was her teeth. They were like sharp and beastly
Oh,
looking.
sorry.
So it was
Yeah.
really so yeah, she's taken on quite a monstrous appearance.
Mm. Yeah. Itchy. What else are they doing?
Uh,
Mm.
I know.
Anyway.
Bro, like they didn't have TVs back then.
No, they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and they didn't have TVs back then. But yeah, I mean, I will admit, yes, they did have radios. But even back then, not too many people had radios in
Right.
those days.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking
You had to
about
be
the
upper
person
class.
with my
Yeah.
so
Oh, look what Len here says about the guns. Yeah, 57.2% of people in Arkansas. Well, I believe that. Arkansas is pretty much gun country over there.
Yeah.
3 million.
Alrighty. I think we're going to call it a night
Yeah,
because, yeah, I think Nick needs to go to bed. I think Robert needs, I mean, not Robert, Nicole needs some sleep with Chris.
Nicole needs.
It's about 2 hours past my bedtime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sturk
wow.
needs some sleep too.
we're an
What
hour
time is
ahead
it there in Australia right now?
Robert, you go first.
2:50 p.m. here in Queensland,
Okay.
and
12:49 p.m. Friday in Perth. Me and Lynn.
Okay.
Lynn and I, same place.
Yeah, and then over here because Nicole and Chris, I'm an hour ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
It is 11:50. It's about 10 to midnight over here.
Yeah. It's 10 to 11 here. So, yeah. Luckily, I don't have to
Oh, sorry.
tomorrow if I want to. So.
those are contagious.
Fortunately, that makes two of us. Fortunately for me, I'm off. Fortunately for me, I'm off work tomorrow, so I can sleep in.
I work from home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
For me, I work at a grocery store, so it's
Okay.
a different story
Thank
for
you.
me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't work right now. So.
Yes, Kelly. You too. So yeah, on that note, Nick, do you want to do the closing statement or?
I don't really have much of a closing statement, but I'm sure we'll probably be back on here within, like when you guys want to do this again, like next
Next
week,
week.
Nikki, or
Yep.
what
Sounds
about
good.
you? What about you, Robert?
Yeah, I should be available
Okay.
on Fridays.
Yep.
Don't know
And if
exactly.
you would like to join, more
Don't
than
know
welcome to.
exactly what don't know exactly what we'll be talking about, but
We'll
I
be here.
guess we'll be more open. Actually, I will just make a quick announcement on this. I'm going to try to
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make this happen for next week, but just so you guys know ahead of time,
Mhm.
I might
Yeah.
be bringing Nick Files briefly back
Okay.
because
Yeah, that's cool.
there's again, I'm not sure what time it's going to be for out in Queensland, Perth for you guys, but I'm doing another. I know I've not like drifted away from the paranormal, but I'm actually going to be doing another tornado special because
Oh,
next
cool.
next week is going to next week is going to be on August 28th. It's going to be marking the 35th anniversary of the strongest tornado that ever hit the Chicago area. That was the Plainfield tornado that occurred in August of 1990. So
when the Windy City was really windy.
yeah, which I'll give you guys a trivia fact. I'm sure you guys have all heard about like the F scale rating, right? Like where they rate tornadoes and stuff like that.
Holy
Yeah, so like the F5, obviously in this case, the Plainfield tornado was an F5 on the Fujita scale. And two interesting facts about this one that occurred 35 years ago. To this day, it is the only F5 or EF5 tornado to have ever occurred in the Chicago area, and it is also the only F5 or EF5 to have ever occurred during the month of August. So, if you guys want to come on, you're more than welcome to. It's to commemorate the event. We'll be going over, where the tornado went through, provide with photographs, with videos. I mean, I actually have a few Facebook friends who lived in the area that still remember that. So maybe we can even get a couple eyewitness accounts of what they experienced 35 years ago.
Is an F5 anything like an F bomb?
What's
I
that?
drop a lot of those. Is an F5 like an F bomb? I dropped a
An
couple of
F-bomb?
those.
no.
Time to wrap up.
If you're gonna make F bombs, you gotta make them too much noise.
On that note,
Yeah.
alrighty guys, stay tuned. I'm pretty sure Nick will have some shows coming up on Things Network next week. Same with Chris, he'll probably be on Fear Fans with myself, Nick, and Robert. Yeah, we'll be around. So yeah, thanks. Oh my gosh, Things Network. Mystery and Paranormal Chat, and see you on the flip side. And have a great evening, guys. And Nick, I will let you close it.
All right, yeah.
Have a
Until
good
No,
weekend.
then.
And
always